Hello everyone, welcome back to Accidental Ascension 3 with Ryla, and going into turn 11. Yeah, this is not a typo, it's going to be turn 11 this time. Should have been turn 10, but a clerical error led me to lose that. So we'll start off with a disclaimer there, unfortunately for that, on my account. Second of all, before we get to the messages, I want to go back and do something that I didn't do, which people appreciated in my first video, and that is to let you all know who the other players are as I'm encountering them. So we're already going to fast forward and see what the world is like now in terms of this turn and who's taking what provinces. Utgard is being played by Nasanj, who I've played with before. Pythium, Unimaginable 23, who I don't remember if I've played with them before, him or her before, so sorry about that. Atlantis is played by Triff, who I haven't played with before. We remember Mary. And Arco is played by the player formerly known as Logrus, who is now going by Cerebral Bush. Yep. So that's all of those players that I've encountered so far, in addition to the ones that I played with previously. Okay, let's get to the messages. So last turn we were consolidating here, so not really a whole lot has happened last turn that I can remember. I don't think there were any major events, no new summons or anything like that. So it was alright, sort of, that I skipped that turn. Not such a big deal. But anyways, let's get to the messages. We did probably lose a sloth lore fact. There's the sloth lore for you guys. Lost a crippled guy. And our consolidated forces moved on here, where we took these guys no problem. We've got quite the stack now, lots of mind blasters, and they're going to make short work of these guys, helping thin out the crowd before they get into combat with my guys. No problems. We got some free death gems from here. Okay. No new magic sites, unfortunately, from there. And we're going to have an arena battle next turn, so that's great. I am going to not send anybody. But we got successful summoning. Yay! And we get things from beyond, which are these guys. Things from beyond are pretty cool, but unfortunately really not particularly offensively useful. They have 0 map move, which means that they will never leave the province that they either appear in or are summoned in. So these guys are stuck in my capital forever. And in that regard, they are great for defending my capital. Because in addition to their no map move, they have combat speed 2, which is equivalent to nothing. So they are immobile and will never move. They're basically like monoliths when I played a monolith in my Kailasa game. And so they'll just stand there and either die or take the punishment and wail on people in the process, and will never rout. So as long as you've got at least one of these guys still alive at the end of the battle, and everyone else is retreated, you will still technically win if you get the other person also to retreat, because they won't ever run away. They have 3 pretty high attack value tentacle attacks, which, although they have -5 to damage, they're armor piercing. So this is straight up damage. It's going to go right past armor. And that's great. If anyone ever runs up and gets in close, they are ethereal and they are sacred, so they can get blessed. Don't know what the point of being amphibious is, other than maybe to gateway these guys around and show up randomly in other land provinces. So great. And then they have a Mind Blast, so that's sweet. Yeah, and I got 2 of them. And these guys, after having success there, are going to move here and take the all-important choke point. In addition to that, I'm getting a bunch more people from here, and from here, this guy, and these guys, with quite a substantial force to make the first ever double expansion in this game. Go me, I am moving on up in the world. Except for the fact that it's like almost the end of year 1 and I haven't even started building a palisade anywhere, and already we've got Airy over here building his first one. Another thing I forgot to mention is that this particular province, which is going to cut into my expansion opportunities, is filled with a ginormous number of sea trolls. Sea trolls have 20% underwater regen, and so they're going to be a pain in the butt to get rid of, and my chaff units are just not going to do it, and that's a lot of sea trolls. It says 40 enemy units with no scattering report, and the majority of the little blips here, the little sprites, are trolls. So that means there's a lot of trolls there, probably like 20 or 30. I am just not going to be able to cut it with whatever I have to bring, and so we'll see what I can do about that. In the meantime, I'm just going to go around them and go down this way. And also, there's this handy, cool little island here as well that I didn't get to tell you guys about in the middle of my ocean that I can just put guys on and make land forts for free. So that's going to be sweet, and just have a little evil lair hideout for my guys. And I don't even have to worry about whoever is on land, and just build free land forts. So I'll probably wind up doing that eventually. That's all for this turn. Check my research. We've almost got Conjuration 3. Then we're going to go to Thaumaturgy 1. I told you guys already about that. No mercs for me. Nope, don't care about that. And research. Still getting slave mages, still getting these guys. And there you go. Onwards to turn number 12. Alright, turn 12, and we've got all the arena battles. We'll take a look at them briefly. Since I didn't send anyone, we'll just really care about the winner. Slothlore. I got research and conjuration and thaumaturgy right away. Good for me. Dormant pretender gods are awakening. Will my pretender show up? Not this turn. He is dormant, so you'll see him this episode. Don't worry about it. Let's see, lost another crippled guy, and our double expand. This one was alright, but we lost a lot of dreamers. At least they didn't route, I don't think. Not off the map, at least. And then this one was great. We just lost a couple chaff units, no problemo. We got some death 1, because we don't need enough death already. Alright, so people that showed up for the arena: an assassin from Marignan and a hero, this guy. Let's actually just take a look at this, because the hero, Pythium's hero dude, winds up playing a lot of battles with this guy in the arena. He's got, I think this is worthy heroes. He's got no items, but he's got a light lance that deals 3 times damage to larger beings, armor piercing, and a magic weapon. So this will wreck a lot of people that might have sent somebody to the arena. And he's got a poisonous bite, which does the fatigue damage, actually. And Mary's got a insanely wounded assassin. He dies. And then Ulm sends a commander who is actually, if I recall correctly, his prophet versus Raga's madman, which he must have got from some random event. Yep. Stealing my madmen, yo. A prophet, and he's got a death bless and a blood bless because he has claim life. And that makes shortish work of him. There you go. Before he even reaches there, no problemo. Oh, and I think he had blood surge too, because the guy went red right after. All right, Pythium again, offs a scout of Micklin. Pythium offs a mystic from Arco. I think he actually put items on this guy. Oh, just a sword of sharpness. Probably got from a free event. Deaded. And then Pythium offs a commander of man, not a prophet, just generic commander. Did he get the sword? He didn't get the sword, so doesn't matter. Actually, if he'd gotten the sword, it probably would have replaced this lance, which would have been quite amusing. So Pythium 1, Ulm 1, Pythium 2, Pythium 3, Pythium 4, Pythium 5 against a Vanhurst, actually. And yeah, these guys, they can be pretty tough, but not against this guy. It's also funny because he's old age, so he actually suffers a bunch of penalty stats to combat. Yeah, they just sort of lance at each other until Pythium wins. And then Pythium v Ulm gets ganked by Claim Life. Sad day. The MVP versus the champion. Deaded. Well, oh well, sad for him. Ulm gets the Harvest Blade. So sweet. Don't know what he'll do with it on his prophet, but way to go. So that was entertaining to watch and not participate in. Okay, let's get back to the events. Oh no, I did all that. Never mind. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna see Atlantis doing a bunch of stuff. He's gonna die next turn, sadly, and I still haven't made any other scouts because I can't recruit scouts anywhere except for my palisades, and I'm not building any. He's still entering the site to get more of these guys. Soulless, I got a couple, plus some free spawn chaff. And we're going to consolidate forces here. Quite a few of them now. Yeah, everyone's moving there, except for, who's moving here? Oh, this is people from here. I'm moving this guy so he can pick up some people here, or whoever shows up there. I've got a Vile Thing. Vile Things are pretty cool. You get a couple of these more frequently in your Dominion, just spawning around, and they got tentacles too, so armor piercing, high attack value, low damage, but armor piercing, and they're sacred. And they can actually move very slowly, but still alright. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to consolidate here and then move down this way, because I don't think this army is enough to take these guys, at least not with heavy casualties. So I'm going to go back to doing one expansion a turn, not going for the trolls. And with this, I did a silly thing. He was doing all right. He's up to summoning skill 5 now. And I figured, you know what, just toss some random equipment on him. We're going to make a helmet, armor, a rabbit foot, spear, and a shield. And we're just going to equip the crap out of him with some random items. And we're going to give him, actually, my immobile guys. I also got these guys. Thing of Many Eyes. They are also immobile. They also will not move. They are much less useful, though. They're also sacred, have low hit points, not ethereal, and they don't actually do, well, the steel strength does damage, but it's only one attack, very, very low attack value, and his ranged attack is not range 100 like the Mind Blast, and it is only weakness, so it doesn't do any damage, so way less useful than these guys. But they're immobile, so I figured we'd just stick them on this guy and guard, and at least they'll eat up some attacks and stuff. So if he gets them with his retinue for if he gets assassinated. So yeah, I'm kind of throwing a lot into this decision, comparatively speaking, for the early game. But I decided, what the heck, it'll be fun to try and see how high up the summoning tree I can get. But it's a little silly. It's cutting into my research. I'm down to 22 RP this turn. But I did hit my goal of Conjuration 3 and Thaumaturgy 1 So that should be alright. Alteration 2, I want to get, I don't know, quick insult? No, there's nothing really, cheat fate, there's nothing really that I can use in alteration 2, I don't think. So I don't know what I was going for with that, but oh well, I don't remember at least. Knights are still hanging out up here. Alright, we'll move right on to turn 13. Otter the Meta Knight. Yes, I went originally with Meta Knight, just going with the Kirby theme, but it was recommended to me by Flash of Sloth to actually rename it Ottervast because he played with Ottervast named Ottervast. Yes, the meme to end all memes. Let's quick look at the Sloth lore. Sloth's poop, as does everyone. He has some trolls as well. I thought he was talking about these trolls. He was not. He was talking about some trolls over here. Anyways, moving right along. Here we go. This is my pretender, which I rolled for randomly. He was not something I picked. It was just randomly generated with these stats. Fire 10, Astral 9. The blessing, now we can take a full look at it. Attack skill, magic resistance, twist fate, and awe. This guy by himself is a beast. He can take basically any province defense by himself, except for maybe trolls, because he just can't do that much damage output. But he has awe, he has ethereal, he has twist fate, and if he does get hit, he has damage reversal. He can cast astral shield on land. He can cast fire shield. He has no protection, so that's a downside, and no magic item slots at all. The only thing this guy can hold are gems. He has teleport. He has blink. He can fly through storms. He has unsurroundable 10 with 15 defense skill, and basically all of the resistances of at least 15. He's going to be a lot of fun to play with throughout this game. He can kill them by himself. He can kill them by himself, which, by the way, Satis apparently decided to not be happy with Utgard being here and just rolled right in. So there you go. I don't care because it's up on land and they can do what they want. But Atlantis, being as untalkative as he is, I decide that maybe I want to take a closer look at. Let's finish up with the messages after geeking out about him. No problems with this province, and I get some free gems, yay! I get some unrest, yay! And I get some gold, woohoo! And I get a successful summoning, 4 greater othernesses, even better. These guys are what I'm talking about. Size 6, 89 hit points, that's almost 9 HP regenerated a turn. Pretty decent protection actually, and sacred, and trampling, and mindless, so they get my bless. They get twist fate and awe bless as well. That is awesome. Now, yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun to play with as well. So, what am I doing? I am seeing these guys wandering around, don't know where they're going. I don't want to really just let these provinces go without a fight if he does decide to move and attack me. So I'm moving my army, big as it is, back here. We've got these guys on hold and attack closest all the way in the back for as much time as I can for firing. And then here we're also moving a couple people, just a handful of Mind Blasters and a handful of chaff. And we've dumped PD here. Maybe a little silly, but yeah, he can't even actually reach there with anything but that. So he has up until this point said absolutely nothing in response to my first overtures of saying hi. So yeah, I am not taking any chances, and will just move here and slow my expansion down a little bit. The only way I can go anyways is down this way, and I'm keeping my ace in the hole for later if he actually does decide to attack me. And we're going to use him to expand instead. He's scripted to just fire. The reason is because he is also, forgot to mention, an innate spellcaster, which means that every turn he will cast any spell at 100% speed, even though he is doing other things. He has 4 Mind Blasts, so he will be firing 4 times and casting a spell, usually to buff himself. Ooh, sorry, voice crack there. But could be doing other things. Now, Thaumaturgy 2 is what I really want, because that'll allow him to do Mind Burn once he's finished buffing himself every turn. And Mind Burn is 12 plus. Out of 2, that means, 12 plus 1 damage for every level. This is going up to 20 damage Mind Burn, 100% range, 100% precision, 20 fatigue cost base for Astral 2. This is basically like 5. I'm not going to do math, but it's like insignificant amount of fatigue for casting that. So that would be great to add to his arsenal as well, which I'm not doing quite yet. I'm still going for Alteration 2 for some reason. Maybe resist cold. I'm kidding. I don't know. I have no idea why I'm doing that. But alrighty then. And so yeah, he's all geared up with his random miscellaneous equipment of Construction 0 and continuing to enter the site. He's up to summoning skill 6, and the reason is because he got the othernesses. Forgot about that. All right, moving right along. Scout died from disease, and we got my Illithid Lord to be a commander finally. I still don't, heroic precision. Yay! Now he can hit things with 100% precision, even better. Yeah, I still don't have a prophet yet because of my strategy of keeping my Dominion low and getting as much money as I can. This province actually is getting me 95 income, and it's not losing population, so that's great if I can keep it up for as long as possible. And then maybe kill off the province population of these other guys on land. All right, moving right along. Turn 14. We got a message for Sloth Lore of Dead Sloths. We've got Alteration 2, yay! Losing all these crippled guys, and he wrecks face with all of the Shamblers. You know what, we don't really need to watch this, but yeah, this would actually have been slightly problematic of straight up like 20 Shamblers versus my chaff units, and instead I take no damage whatsoever with my awesome expander. I get another successful summoning, and I think we've seen things from beyond before. Oh yeah, because they're these guys, and now we have 5 of them. Perfect for his bodyguard slot. Research. We are doing Thaumaturgy 2. Yep, called it for Mind Burn, and we'll get that immediately, so that's great. He can be using Mind Burn next turn, and we'll continue expanding into the Illithids here. That would be a very easy province to take, probably a little too easy. Just still putting 1 PD everywhere, except for here. There's also Marignon here, and Marignon, I did see he has Turtle Warriors, these merfolk Turtle Warriors, so that's a little problematic. I'm going to also move these guys there, just in cases. I haven't had any overt overtures of aggression from Marignon, but if he's been talking with Atlantis, then better safe than sorry. Now, Atlantis' army disappeared. I don't know where he is. So I can let up a little bit on the defense, at least from here. They're going to free preach for me, so that's great. And I decide to be a little insane and pillage, even though he's not, insane and pillaging randomly. I don't know how well I can hold this, but I'll get a little bit of extra gold out of it because it is a pretty big province. And if I do lose it, well, great. Then at least he'll have less people to deal with and less income. So yeah, I don't know how smart that is, but I decide not to move either to attack or away and just be intimidating and make him think I'm crazy by pillaging. So yeah, pro tactics, guys. Learn from it. And yeah, so that's all. Research, mercs. Yeah, and here we've actually done a little bit also something crazy and started deciding to recruit Starspawn. Starspawn have wicked high magic paths. They are not sacred, so they are even more crap ton expensive. But I can get some interesting things to work with. We can get up to Astral 5. We can get up to Astral 6 potentially with the 10%. We can get up to Death 3. We can get up to Earth 3. And we can get up to Water 4 potentially. But more likely than not, we're going to get a bunch of cross paths. And none of which are particularly useful. We'd actually really want Earth 2 and Death 2. And more Water 3 wouldn't be terrible, but I can get Water 3 way cheaper. So I'd rather have Earth 2, Death 2, so I can make eventually Staffs of Death, Rods of Death, I don't remember what they're called, and then Boots of the Earth. And once I do get on land, they can't wear them. And neither can my underwater mages, but once they get on land, they grow feet and magically have a foot slot, a boot slot, so they can wear them if I put some slave mages up into a fortress on land. And I'm already starting to lose some people to old age, unfortunately, and a bunch of people are insane already, so my research is gonna start taking a hit. So, oh well, I'm having him wait around to pick people up and move them around if I need to, but for right now, just building up some people. And yeah, that's all. Alright, turn 15. 15. Not Sloth Lore, but this is from a semi-random event and also the recruitable units that Erythia has. It's a bit in depth. You can go check it out at General Confusion's channel if you want more of the history behind that whole thing. I don't feel the need to go into it. Thaumaturgy 2 for Mind Burn. We got no magic sites there. I also was using him to search for magic sites. The first actual searching that I've done this whole game. And yeah, my crazy little cultists also decided to search for magic sites. And we got a new prophet from Pangea. Probably lost him. Uttervast. No problems with him. We got a bad event. And we got 151 gold. Yay. Go me. I decided not to replicate that though. I don't see a whole lot of guys still. This could be a potential raiding force. But he might know by now that I have PD here if he's been using scouts. So yeah, and these guys are just sitting around preaching, so bleh. I'm going to move these guys and continue on south and see about maybe making a second expansion here with these meager shamblers. Now up on this island we've got barbarians and we've got heavy infantry and crossbows. Out of all of this, maybe the crossbows are the most dangerous to utter vastness. Let's see what my research is. Yeah, I actually decide to go, at a recommendation actually from one of the other players on Discord, I actually decide to go up to Enchantment 3, and the reason is because Enchantment 3 will get me Fire Shield and Astral Shield, both of which will allow me to take these land provinces much, much easier. So in the meantime, I'm holding off on that, and I'm deciding to take a stab at these trolls and see how many. 70. It's up to 70 now, and that was 40 before. So there's a crap ton of trolls in here. And I'm also sending him in with some random chaff units to help out. This could go either one of two ways. I will either win and have the chaff just soak up a bunch of attacks, or all of my chaff will die and I'll be forced to HP route. So we'll see. And I'll do that turn next, and that'll be the last turn. That's really the only expansion that I'm doing. I'm still just sort of hovering around. I've really cut my income here, so that's another downside to getting unrest, is doing that. So, you know, pro tips, guys, pro tips. And we're going to have a star spawn, and we're still doing mind blasters. Research, yeah, showed you that. Mercenaries. Oh, Arythia got the shipwreckers now. Sweet, go for him. Let's see real quick if I've seen anybody else. Nope. No, nobody down there. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Atlantis has all of this part of the ocean. And Man. So Man is played by Stone Troll, who I have played with in the past as well. And he likes to play Man just generally, who in both middle and late age games. So he borders Arythia, which will be helpful in diplomacy, and he also probably borders Atlantis. Not directly, but if he's up here and Atlantis is over here, they probably border each other. So that would also be helpful to know for diplomacy later on as well. And that's great. But he's also actually pretty big, because he's gone all the way down here and he's all the way up here. And I think Arythia is telling me that he borders him. Either now or later he'll tell me that he borders him, and that's where his capital is. So pretty big. And he's already got up a castle. At least one, I assume, and Arythia's also got a castle, and I've got 0 palisades under construction. Pro game, guys. Hashtag get good. Alright, last turn, and actually we're gonna call it here. I was gonna do one more to round off in a nice clean way turn 16, but I think the video is getting pretty long already. So you'll just have to see what happens with the battle with the trolls next time. Have a good one.